Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Dorbin number 261 AP. This is a piece of mill aluminum with an inserted pile insert. That piece falling out is not going to happen when you install the threshold because this is naturally going to be butted up to the frame material. Also, what is done generally is that the material is crimped down at the end. You might take a center punch and lightly divot the raceway so that the pile can't move. That's a very common procedure as well. This piece of aluminum is intended to be used as a sample showing the different insert possibilities for the Dorbin 261, and that's why that is loose. The pile is nice because pile is very effective at sealing the face of the door. It presents a bit of a it presents less force required for a door closer to get the door to close up against this and seal the door real nice. Pile is very easily replaceable. It is effective at sealing the bottom of the door. I like pile when you have high volume on a door versus a piece of rigid neoprene that could be installed in that threshold, because I find over time maybe a threshold moves laterally, it does slightly. You want that door closer to continue to latch and close. You're going to want to continue to inspect for fatigue along any insert, whether it's vinyl or santoprene or neoprene or pile like this. So higher volume, I might opt for pile. It's inexpensive, it's effective, and the fact that its composition being pile, this is, let's do an experiment. If I had an irregular surface and these pieces of steel represented that irregular surface, pile has an ability to get in and contour itself around an irregular surface, where something that was solid like neoprene obviously could not contour around that irregular surface. May not apply so much when it comes to a threshold, but it would certainly apply when it comes to like a door sweep or an automatic door bottom. Those instances it would be great for. Now the Dorbin 261 has a few things going for it. It's got the pile insert, which we've already talked about. It has the ability for the door to close and bump up against that insert. You can also add a door sweep to the outside because, quite frankly, I would want my line of defense out here on the outside. I don't want to wait for the water to get all the way under the door to the inside face of the door. I want to stop it out here. So with a Dorbin 261, you can real easily have 2 layers of defense. You could also have an automatic door bottom that would be in that inverted bottom channel of your steel door, so that your seal is down in here as well. Okay. This also has going for it a very common dimensional relationship between its width, which is 5 inch, and then its height, which is 7/8 over here, but then 1/2 inch over here. And those 3 dimensions all conspire to make a very compatible installation with common stock hollow metal doors and frames, where you have 1 3/4 undercut from the bottom of the door to the sill where this is going to sit and reside within. Another thing it has going for it is the fact that it's a latch track threshold. The feature right here can be used as a strike for the bottom latch of a surface vertical rod exit device. Imagine if you had the Dorbin 261 AS for the santoprene insert, where you had pairs of emergency doors on the back of a big box door, doors that aren't going to be opened much and hopefully never, except for testing and inspection. Emergency exit devices are going to be on, the surface vertical rod will be on each of the doors, making a convenient way to seal the door and also latch the hardware as well. You had a couple of door sweeps out here, and I think you've got a real strong confluence of capability and a threshold that's going to be out of the box compatible with hollow metal doors and frames as they are right from the factory. This item is going to be available from Dorbin in the D finish. If you change the 261A to 261D, you'll get a dark brown powder coat finish. This is going to be listed in the website in lots of different lengths. everything from 2 foot to 8 foot. And you can have longer than 8 foot. We just don't list it because the cost to ship is generally quite prohibitive. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate in the comment field the length that you'd like for us to cut the material back to. And we'll be happy to provide it that way. It will save you the trouble of not only having to cut it to length, when you have the factory cut it, they get a real clean edge, but also drilling and countersinking that hole. And sometimes the countersinking is the trouble. You can cut it on your miter box saw and you can drill that hole. Then I have people call me up all the time and say, oh boy, I forgot I'd have to countersink this. What do I do? You know, and you don't have a countersink or a large drill bit to act as a countersink. So if you have need for a custom length, just order the next longest piece or pieces. Indicate in the comment field. We'll be happy to supply it that way to you. For example, if this was a 4 foot piece and you're going to cut it down to 42 inch, very common. The back of those coffee shops and the strip malls, 42 inch doors, very common. You will certainly eliminate that first countersink that's there. Okay. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Dorbin products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website. Is that true? Does Dorbin have a website now? 2017, does Dorbin have a website now? I believe that they now do. A link to the catalog, which I know they have, a link to all the Dorbin products that we sell, true, and then a link to the manufacturer's website, which they do now indeed have. And from there, you can also download their current catalog, which same catalog is on our page. Dorbin's been a provider of weather stripping since the 1930s, and that's a real fact. My family has been distributing their products literally since that time. I'm partial to Dorbin because we're local and I'm very familiar with the product line. They're a no-nonsense company that can ship out stuff at industry-leading lead times, provided that you're over the order minimum, and they do so with a footprint of weather stripping that's relatively petite, but in that area of what they do a great job. The other thing that you might find difficult to be able to source, which Dorbin does a phenomenal job at, is zinc and bronze weather stripping for wood, double-hung windows, and wood doors where you have interlocking weather stripping. Think of Dorbin for that material. Any questions on the Dorbin number 261 AP latch track style bump up pile threshold or any other Dorbin product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.